It's an economic development tip.
Yep.
That way.
Yep.
Now, in that case, does the county just give back the county portion of the levy, or do they give out? Can they give out the school portion?
They give everything.
They can.
Yep.
The school doesn't have to sign off that.
No, we gave the school the opportunity to comment. You know, give them they could come in, and they didn't. They didn't come in at all.
That's no different than the municipality.
Exactly.
They can sign our share off, and they can sign the school off as well.
They can, but they're in the process of.
Yeah,
there's a new law that's.
Well, that's going to get.
I would like to see that.
I would too.
Well, the reason that's going to happen is because the state has had money troubles the last few years, and the TIF cities that use TIF, cities and/or counties that use TIF, that money that would have went to the school districts is made up by the state through some sort of formula. It isn't 100%.
It's a percentage.
Yeah, so the state's looking for ways to not have to spend state revenues to make up those. That's the reason that it's considered at the state. Now, the fact that they're supposedly surplus and things are maybe turning around, that may or may not be on the front burner as much as it has been in the past year, where it was a discussion of where can we find revenue that we don't have to pay. Well, we're making up all this TIF money. Now, if they take that away, realistically, that's going to put a big damper on TIF, you know, and the development of that.
My personal opinion has always been that I would like to have seen the school district and the county both be involved in the arrangement and agree to sign off, rather than just one entity of the three being able to make that choice for the others.
Right.
I've always felt like that I would like to see all groups agree.
The way to look at it, the one way to look at it is, in a lot of these cases, nothing would happen if the TIF wasn't in place. So nobody would get anything. You know, so in first, like the school or the county or whatever, if you aren't going to get anything anyway, you know, if you say, well, no, we're not going to do that, well, then it doesn't happen. Then it doesn't do anybody.
Well, it just seems strange to me, one of the three of the group being able to sign off the levying authority of the other two. And you would hope that everyone would understand that it's going to be a good thing for the community, and you should go forward and sign off. But to be able to sign off for the other two levying authorities has always bothered me.
It was probably more implicated in the cities because think of the number of supervisors and school board members and city council, you know, all that kind of stuff, having to agree to something like that.
Well, there's an article in an editorial in the Register about TIFs. The school districts are saying, yeah, we are paid back, but we're not made whole. And I mean, that the state does pay back some of the lost money that was TIFed out.
Eventually.
But evidently, you know, because the largest union in the state, they had their handy on editorial saying that economic development is being, well, they said it was on this, they're looking out for the students, but they were concerned about the students and their salary.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's. I think it's, you know, it's one of those things. Again, you know, and you guys, and for the most part, any of the cities or school districts or counties that we've worked with in the past have all taken the opinion, hey, this is great. This is something's gonna happen, whether it's for a business or whatever. You know, because realistically, and in all the 6 counties, you know, that we cover, I mean, any development is generally positive, because we just don't see a lot of growth in anything. Not that it just is, you know, we're in a rural area. That's, you know, just kind of the fact of it. But I think probably you get into more municipal areas where they'll, you know, especially school districts are looking for any revenue they can get. They're probably a little more, you know, concerned about that.
You look at new development, you're going to look at more jobs, you're going to look at more families, you're going to look at more students, so therefore you're going to get more in the school district too. So.
Right, and the one thing is, you know, with housing, if you use TIF for housing, there are some requirements where, you know, school or the county and the city does have the ability to say yes or no.
Oh, is that right?
Beyond 10 years. Yeah, so if it's for housing, a city, for example, is going to do a housing development, use TIF, they got 10 years. If they can't get it done in 10 years, only if you guys and the school district would say, you can keep going, can they do that? So you do have a little bit of ability with housing, and I think the reason for that being that housing especially would generally place a little more burden on the schools. You know, housing, you hope families move in, there's going to be kids in there, those kids are going to go to school, need that revenue. Businesses, a little more indirectly, that's really going to affect the school district. You know, down the road, obviously, as more employment is created, and hope families and kids and all that eventually gets to the schools, but it can sometimes take a little longer to do that. So.